Viewers of Make Misra channel. So today we will learn the radiography film interpretation. This is the basically friends. This is a basic training module. So in this basic module, you will be benefit about what are the basic of the radiography, and after completion of this training module you will be completely familiar about the radiography process, what are the different types of defects which can be identified, the radiography sources, and the advancement in the radiography testing. So how to interpret the films, how to identify the defects, how to accept, reject the defects. So all the basic idea you will get after completion of this basic training module. So just you have to uh, stay with me till the end of this video, and you will be completely trained about the radiography. So we will proceed. So first we will see the what is the agenda. What is the agenda for our this video training program? So first is I'll give the basic understanding the radiography, then principle of the this working principle of the RT technique, what is the significance of the radiography, equipment and arrangement, how we do in the field, then image quality indicators, penetrometers, then radiation sources, what are the different types of radiation sources, decay chart, how to see the half-life of these sources. So this we will learn. Then welding defects which can be identified, then RT film weaving and this interpretations, then the acceptance criteria, and last and the most important is the advancement in the radiography technique, means in current era in 2020 where we are in the field of the radiography. So all this after completing at the end of the video you will be familiar about all these things. Now we'll move ahead. So first of all, basic understanding. Now see, you can see I have shown here one diagram. If a person is walking on road, what will be his speed? The speed will be pretty good. He can walk with a high speed, means up to the ability of his, and the speed will be really high. But after coming to the second option, if a man is walking on the sand, the friction will be higher, and the man will not able to walk much, and he has to apply more force to go forward. So the second option, the speed will be little less. You have to apply the more energy. And if you proceed in the third option, here in the third option, like in water, if I am walking on the water, then it will be more difficult from the sand. The speed will be more. This speed will be more or less in the water. Okay, so we can see that the speed is increasing from by this trend, means from water to sand to road. The speed is increasing. So the same happened, same concept we can apply in the radiography testing, because our radiography which we calling X-ray, and now in advanced we are calling it gamma ray. So now the same happened in the gamma ray. The gamma ray also crosses from the metal, and it gives the this impinge on the film which we interpret in the for the acceptance and rejection of the film. So if gamma ray like same is crossing from different type of metal, then it will put some effect on the RT film, which we are calling as a radiography testing. So if gamma ray is traveling from a metal, what will be the different parameters which it affect the velocity? Like we are walking on the road, we are walking fast, and the friction will be less, and we can walk with a high speed. Similarly, for the gamma ray, the source strength will be one factor, means how much source strength is that. If higher source strength, the gamma ray will travel fast, lower source strength, the gamma ray will will be slow. Second is the material. Like here, road, sand, and river. A similar thing is here material. If gamma ray is traveling with the different materials, the velocity of the gamma ray will be, or X-ray will be different. In some material it will travel fast, in some material it will be traveling slow. And third is the defect pattern. Means if there is a cavity in the metal, the gamma ray in the metal, it will travel slow, but when it will counter the cavity, it will travel fast. So this also depends on the defect pattern. So this we can relate, this walking and traveling of the gamma, we can interrelate, and we can give a better understanding to our thinking process. Now we will see the what is the basic principle. So basic principle of the radiography testing uses the ability of X-ray and gamma ray to penetrate a material. As we seen, we are penetrating in the water or the sand. The same way the gamma ray also penetrates from the material. The penetration depends on the thickness, density. So penetration will depend on the thickness, density, material, and size of the source. So in passing through the material, some of these rays get absorbed and transmitted to transmitting the rest of the rays. Means some of the rays material will get absorbed, but some it will transfer. And these transmitted rays are recorded in an image media. So image media, what we are calling film. So these transmitted rays will be recorded in a film, and which is on further processing give radiographic image. So here we can see, this is my source, this is my source. From source, this is my radiation source. From source their rays are gamma rays are coming, and this is my test piece which I have to test, and this is a internal defect which we need to identify. And so uh, so after this, gamma rays will impinge on this film, and we see, if we see here, see this section having lesser thickness is darker, because lots of gamma ray will travel and impinge my this portion. But higher thickness, some of the gamma ray will be absorbed, and less gamma ray will travel. That's why the density is little less. And here if there is a defect, and in the defect the more gamma ray will this travel, and that's why we are finding the defects are darker. So because the gamma ray will be traveling more and will impinge the film more, so it will make a darker image. Okay, so again here we see that there is a fair difference of the this metal thickness, and in subsequent there is a defect in the density of the film. Here it is darker because more gamma ray will travel, and it will more impinge on the film, and it will be darker. So this is the basic principle. This is the defect. Defect will be dark in a comparatively whiter section. So we have to identify that. So this, now we understood the basic principle uh, of the X-ray. Now X-ray actually, X-ray is a high quality film, but it cannot be used in the field. It's only used for the medical purposes, because if you ever visited the hospital, you will see heavy arrangement of the X-ray machine. So we cannot take that machine to the side. However, the image quality of X-ray is very good, but it is used only in the this medical field. Our in field of industry, we are using gamma rays because of the its portability, easy to take it to the field and easy to go to the difficult locations where we need to perform the radiography testing. So now we will see what are the radiography sources. So basically in industry, you will see the three type of sources. So sources, first is Iridium 192, then Cobalt 60, then Selenium 137. So in chemistry we have learned the more radioactive elements. So how we are making these elements radioactive? First of all, one is that we are finding from the nature, like uranium, thorium, these all are radioactive. But what we are using in the industry, that are this man-made. So how we are making some uh, elements radioactive? By bombarding with the neutron. By bombarding with neutron means iridium 191, and adding one neutron by bombardment, we are making iridium 192. It's become radioactive. Similarly, cobalt 59 plus by bombardment of one electron, it will become cobalt 60. And similarly, parallelly, selenium 132 plus 5 neutrons, it becomes selenium 137. So after bombarding the electron, it's become radioactive. Now who is the agency which is supplying these radioactive elements? In India, it's only the BARC which is managing all these things. If I want to get the radiography source, I need to get permission, I need to follow the norms, then only I will get these equipment and these sources from the BARC. And we need to recruit also the BARC certified level 2, level 1 technicians to manage all these things. We had to make such an arrangement in our field to put these sources, because these are very dangerous for our health and environment. So if we see these sources, the size will be very less, like you can 1 square of this small amount. This will be the only size of the source, and this is welded here in the tip, which is put in our radiography machine. So the source size will be very less, and this will be welded here, and it will be connected to the crank from this end. So this is a arrangement where we are this welding the tip of the iridium, because it's a very small, but it is a very powerful. If we lose it, it may create a very adverse effect on the health and environment. So we are keeping it here welded and managing with this. Now in chemistry, you have learned the half-life of these radioactive substances. So basically, what is half-life? Half-life is when a radioactive strength in Curie, we are measuring the strength in Curie, Curie. So we are measuring the strength of these radiography films, radiography sources by Curie. So when the strength of a source become half in how many days, so that days are called the half-life. So because if I purchased one source which having the strength of the 20 Curie, and after half life means for iridium it's 74 days half life. So after 74 days 20 Curie will become 10 Curie. So next 74 days the 10 Curie will become 5 Curie. So that is a half life. So all these radioactive substances having the half-life, like iridium 192 having 74.5 days, cobalt having higher 5.3 years, selenium having 130 days, cesium having 33 years, and radium having 900 years. But we are using iridium, cobalt, selenium. So this is the concept of half-life. Now we understand what is the decay chart. So if I am purchasing this a source after the bombardment from the BARC. The BARC will issue the decay chart. Means at the day of the bombardment, means when the source is this source is ready activated, then from that day they will give one chart, and the chart will confirm the date and the strength. Means there will be serial number and all, machine serial number, permit number, then there will be like a date. If it is 1/8/20, so my source strength was 20 Curie. Now for each day 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, like it become 90.8. So each day this chart will be given. Any day from the day of this procurement, we can see what is my source strength. So that decay chart is very important. We need to have a decay chart to check the strength of the my radiography. So normally for any industry, BARC is giving from 30 Curie and below, and most of the industries are not allowing the 30 Curie. They are telling that we need to keep it 20 Curie, and some are accepting only 10 Curie for their field because these radiations are very harmful. So that depends on the industry to industry, and manufacturing units for different company, they are allowing different source maximum source strength to be used. Now this is the basic arrangement how we are doing this radiography for our weld joint. This is a source which we see in iridium or cobalt. Then this is a beam. Then we are putting here image quality indicator IQI. We will see in next slides in detail what is IQI. Then this is my test specimen, and this is welding joint which need to be tested, and other side we are putting the radiography film. So that is the basic arrangement which we need to do for the RT testing. And in bottom you can see this is my basic instrument for this radiography testing. It is connected with this source and crank. So first we will see the basic arrangement of the machine. So this is the machine in which the source, normally the source will be in this position. See, this is the actual position of the source, this one. In closed condition the source will be at this position. When I need to perform the radiography, then I will rotate this one crank, and after that, after the crank rotation, the source will come out. The source will come out, here. So here, and it is the collimeter. So collimeter is basically is a safety device which will allow only the travel of these rays in the direction of the film, means it will not scatter the film in this direction, because my area of interest is this direction. So collimeter will direct the radiation in a desired direction. So this is collimeter. So and so this is the basic arrangement which we are doing in the radiography testing. This is the basic radiographic equipment. Now we can see here this is my this welding joint. Now this is my film. For film, if it is exposed in the light, it will vanish and it will buggered off. So that's why that film consists of this silver bromide AgBr. So AgBr will affected by light. That's why we are putting it in the cassette. Means there will be screens and there will be a film holder or film cassette. So we are keeping the film inside that to avoid to exposure to the light. Okay, so this is the basic arrangement. So now next is what is image quality indicator, IQI, and sometimes we are calling it as a penetrometer. So for checking the image quality, means how is my image quality, we need to put on the film the one IQI. It may be of two types. Either it may be wire type or it may be hole type. So we can see from the section 5. So this is the you can say wire, number of wires 1 2 3 4 5 6. So there are 6 wires, and this is the basic arrangement of that. There in ASME section 5 you can see there are 4 sets of these wires. Depending on the thickness we need to use this. So set A, set B, set C and set D. So in wire diameter, wire identity. So in section 5 it is given for different type of thickness which type set we need to use and what will be the number of essential wires. Means if it is told for 10 mm that number of essential wires is 4, then we need to be visible 4 wires. Means if it is number of essential wires are 4, then 4 wires should be visible, like 1 2 3 4. So if 4 wires are visible, then my image quality is good. If we are getting the extra wires, that is okay, so that we are in better position. But for acceptance or rejectance of the that film, the essential wires should be visible. So that we need to check while the reviewing the film. And this number of wires may vary from 6 to 11. So this is ASTM type, means ASTM type wire. One more DIN type are also there in the industry, but that is not frequently used. DIN type IQI. We are using basically ASTM type, and in that also we are using mainly wire type. Hole type, in my experience, I have not seen anywhere. So the image quality indicator or penetrometer selection, then in reviewing the film, is interpretation is very important for the radiography acceptance and rejection. So now we'll move ahead. So prior to seeing the different type of welding defect and how it looks in the radiography, we will see the basic welding terminologies. So in basic welding terminologies, first is this is my weld joint. This is my weld joint. These two plates are welded. and this is my weld joint, and this is my root and weld root. This is the weld root at the bottommost position, and this root pass. In welding there are mainly three passes: root pass, fill up, and this capping final pass. After that, this is my weld metal, then this is my parent metal, then the toe means where there is an interface of this weld metal and parent metal, that is we are calling the weld toes, and this is my weld face, means length of the weld, that is weld face. So this is the basic terminology which we will be seeing in our next videos. Now we will come to the defects, different type of welding defects, and starting from the this mismatch. So if see, during the welding the fit up is very important. If we are making a good fit up, then our weld quality will be good. But if at the time of fit up, if we are doing mistake and fit up was not prior, then it will lead to various welding defects. So this is one of them, the like mismatch or offset. If there will be mismatch, then in mismatch what is happening, the face are not aligned. It means one face is at top and one face is at bottom, then there is a certain gap between elevation of these two faces, and this we are sometimes calling high low, and this we are checking during the fit up also. So this is high low, and this if it is will be of offset or mismatch, then we will see the film like this, means one portion will be dark and one portion will be lighter. So this type of appearance will be there in our radiography film. So why this appearance will be there? Because here you see in some portion the radiation has to travel less distance, and in some portion it has to travel more distance. So based on the traveling of this, some radiations will be reflected back and get absorbed, and that's why there will be a density difference and it will look like this. So this is first is mismatch. Now second is inadequate, lack of penetration. So lack of penetration, or sometimes we are calling incomplete penetration. So basically incomplete penetration, why it happens? It may be happen due to poor welding design, means the gap will be very high or very less. So that will be the one cause of the incomplete penetration or the selection of the welding technique. So in incomplete penetration, the bottom portion of the root will be unfused and it will not get fused. So how it will be seen in the radiography film? It will show in at the center portion there will be a dark line, because the more rays will be traveling from this portion, the the more impingement of the rays, and it will make it dark. So this is a very severe defect, and in I think all of the code are not accepting this, and we need to give a repair for this cut and reweld. So lack of penetration, we will get the straight line at the center. Next is uh, incomplete lack of side wall fusion. if my side walls are not get fused, so if my side walls are not get fused, then it will be lack of side wall fusion, and we will give two straight lines in the radiography film, like you can see here. Then the crack, which is most dangerous defect in the this welding. So what may be the region of the cracks? The first region may be stresses may be of thermal kind or mechanical kind. If stress is there, then there will be chances of cracking. Then the second is the electrode filler selection, means if we have selected the filler material wrongly, it may also lead to the cracking. And the third is the selection of the welding technique, also may lead to this defect. So the crack may be of two types: transverse crack and the longitudinal crack. So this is transverse crack and this is along the length, and why calling longitudinal crack. So here you can see the transverse crack. This will be a very fine line. You have to be very careful while reviewing the film. A very fine line, but very dark line. So that will be a crack, transverse crack. Now longitudinal crack. Here you can see this is my longitudinal crack. So you need to be very careful while reviewing the film to miss these cracks, because in any acceptance criteria, any code, it is not accepted. We need to cut and rebuild at all. So now internal root undercut, which is sometimes calling internal undercut. In undercut means if you are putting higher current, it will burn the weld metal near the root, here and here, so and will create a undercut. So that will be of two lines nearby, or one line you can get like this at the center. So this is the undercut. Now that we seen root undercut, now this undercut is on the face. If you are giving the higher current, it will diffuse the base metal also and create a cavity here, like this base metal will burn by high current, and this will create a undercut. And here by dark line at the fusion location, we can see the undercut. Now slag may be due to improper cleaning or diffusion of the electrode slags in the weld metal. So these are the slag. This will be in SMAW welding, where electrode with flux coating are used. The slag will be a kind of defect. So proper interpass cleaning should be there to avoid these slag inclusion. Now the next is, this is also slag inclusion. This is tungsten inclusion. When we are using in GTAW technique, we are using the tungsten non-consumable electrode. So if a tip of the tungsten is broken and get fused with the this weld metal, then it will be look like this. Means the tungsten density is very high, and the electron will not travel at all. So it will be very bright dots will be there, and we can identify these are the tungsten inclusion. Then it's come to porosity. So porosity The basic root cause of porosity is contamination, moisture ingress, and if there is a rainy environment or heavy wind, then there are chances of the porosity, and this will be small holes, dots, and it will look like this in the radiography. If you see number of porosities, these are the scattered porosities. So you can see these are small dots, these are the porosity in welding. So these are the random porosity. If we get the cluster of that, means lots of porosity at the same place, then we are calling it a cluster porosity, CP. So this is the see lots of dot, and this is my cluster porosity. Now this is suck back. Suck back means there is a shrinkage of welding here, and the bottom root is not fused, and there is a suck back phenomena. This area becomes unfused and metal gets sucked back bottom side. So this will show like a very dark line at the center, very dark and with good length, and that is calling suck back. This is also slag inclusion. Then this porosity we have seen small dots. See the porosity in detail. Now this is cluster porosity. In cluster porosity, lots of dots will be nearby area, and here also in RT film you can see this is cluster porosity. Now aligned root pass porosity. If there will be a porosity in the root pass, means poor purging. If you are providing the purging, if it is poor purging, then there may be chances of aligned root pass porosity in the other side, root side, and it will look like this. See, very dangerous. In pipe joint, it will look like this. Now hollow bead will be look like this. Big lines, dotted lines. So these are the hollow beads at the root. Then incomplete penetration we have seen earlier also. So inadequate penetration, here it is not penetrated properly. So this area remains unfused, and we can get a center line like this. This is incomplete penetration. Like this you can see in plates. Here this is also incomplete penetration, means the weld joint having very less this root gap. Then this is due to mismatch, incomplete penetration. Also it is what we say, incomplete penetration is there, and also if one is darker and one is lighter, there is a mismatch also, which we can see. There is a mismatch, means the faces are at a certain distance. This is not properly fit up. So this is a mismatch and incomplete penetration. Then crack we have seen longitudinal and transverse. So transverse cracks, very fine lines in the welding. This is the crack. See here how it look like. These are the cracks. This cluster porosity. Here also you can see the crack. You have to be very vigilant while reviewing the film. You have to be conscious means you should not miss any type of indications. This may be a crack or very dangerous defect. So we need to be very vigilant. And this is longitudinal root crack. Here root crack. See this one. If it look like this. Here see this one. Longitudinal root crack. You can see in the detail like this. This is longitudinal root crack. This is very clearly visible, longitudinal root crack. Then slag inclusion. Poor interpass cleaning may lead to slag inclusions. Then elongated slag. This is elongated slag, means both sides there is a slag and it will get elongated throughout the weld. So elongated slag. Here also you can see the two lines of the slag of irregular pattern. Interpass slag means when in interpass cleaning we are not proper cleaning, then also there will be a slag inclusion. So burn through, this is a burn through where there will be, due to high current, completely burn through of the root and we can get a large holes. So we are calling it burn through. Then root concavity or suck back. So this is a root concavity. Then root pass undercut, we have already seen this root pass undercut. There will be undercut in root side and this undercut will be visible like this one. This is external undercut. Here this will be like this. See this, the darker portion, this is external undercut. Excessive penetration. If it is penetrated excessively at the root side, this is also dangerous and it will show the very dark image. Means more less rays will traveling through this. Excessive penetration. See this one, excessive, very excessive penetration. Now underfill. Underfill means the capping has not been done properly, so this area remain unfilled. So this we are calling underfill, and this will be like blackish image. This is underfill. Here also this portion is underfill. Then incomplete fill means here we have not filled properly, means we have not fused this portion. Then this will be a straight line, incomplete field. Then we have seen tungsten inclusion, very dark lines in the tungsten inclusion like this, this. So these are the tungsten inclusions. Tungsten tip of the electrode, TI electrode broken down and get fused in the weld. So now we have seen the different type of weld defects and how it sees in the radiographic film. So now I think you have been very familiar about this radiography technique and how different type of defects, what are the different type of defects, why they happen, and how it sees in the radiography film. So after, at the end, now we will see the advancement in the radiography, that is digital radiography. So what is digital radiography? Previously up to now, how we are using, we are getting film as a hard film, which we have seen in medical also, X-ray films, but now the scenario has changed and we are getting the films in the soft copy. So that will be very easy to handle, easy to keep a record, The arrangement will be quite similar, but there will be a recorder and the film recorder, and so this film cassette type will be different. And by recording and connecting here to laptop, you can directly store that film and you can view and record as and when required. So this digital radiography is now very useful, because handling and keeping record for a long time of radiography film, it may get missed, or it will keep a large space. So now this will be very beneficial and for record keeping and all. So this technique now is getting being used in various industries. Various clients are uh, following this. The drawback of this is, means, in comparatively, this speed of this film shots, taking shots, is less. So only the time factor is there, but that is not a big factor. If we are employing more machines, then we can overcome that also. So now you will become familiar with this, and you will definitely see in the field these techniques in coming days. That is the advancement in the radiography. So friends, thank you for watching my video. Hope you will get the complete training about this radiography testing. Now give your comments and your feedback, so that I can prepare a detailed video how to exactly accept or reject the films as per ASME section 8, ASME section 9 for welder qualification. If we need to identify qualify the welder, how to accept reject the film. For the piping, ASME B31.1 for power piping, yes, ASME B31.3 for process piping. So what will be my selection criteria, how to accept, reject. So all these things, if you need a detailed lecture, I will get it. Please give in the comment box. I will prepare a detailed lecture for that also. And for section 5, article 2 for the radiography, if you need the detailed lecture for that, like IQI selection, single wall double image, double